for the Premier, and the action I seek is that the Victorian Government reassess Victoria's India strategy in the context of recent concerns about the Indian Government's treatment of farmers and religious minorities. In September 2020, Prime Minister Modi's government passed 3 controversial agricultural bills despite opposition demands to send the bills to a parliamentary committee for further deliberation. These acts have been described as anti-farmer laws by farmer unions, while others say it would leave farmers at the mercy of corporates, which has led to an ongoing and notably biggest protest movement in India's history. Soon after the acts were introduced, unions started holding local protests, mostly in the states of Punjab and Haryana. After 2 months of protests, farmers from the states of Punjab and Haryana started a movement called Delhi Chalo, in which over 500,000 farmers, over 500 farmer unions, 14 million truckers, bus drivers and taxi drivers marched towards the national capital. Police and law enforcement officers used water cannons and tear gas to prevent the farmers from entering Delhi. Several demonstrations and protests were also seen in Melbourne over the weekend. This has been another chapter in a deeply worrying trend emerging in India. In December 2019, India enacted the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019, which discriminates on the grounds of religion in the provision of citizenship. The citizenship legislation is effectively being used to revoke the citizenship of religious minorities and will result in statelessness for many vulnerable and marginalised groups. A large number of people have been declared to be foreigners, detained and left at the risk of statelessness by these citizenship verification processes. There are serious questions about the legality of these actions, and worryingly, protests and dissent have been met with an authoritarian response from the government, and reports of civil liberties have been being dramatically infringed. Victoria is proudly home to Australia's largest Indian population, which contributes significantly to the success of our state. We also have the largest number of university partnerships with India and welcome the largest number of Indian students of any Australian state. I have been approached by many concerned people of Indian origin who are based in Victoria to speak up about this issue. We should all be very worried about what's happening in India right now under Prime Minister Modi. Victoria, through its trade relationship with India, must take into account India's human rights records and any actions that its trading partner takes that could disenfranchise and discriminate against millions of people. To turn a blind eye for the sake of the dollar is an indictment of our state and effectively sanctions the actions of a foreign government. Victoria must demand more and advocate for an end to human rights violations with all its trading partners, including India, before continuing any future economic relationship.